Welcome to this very small topic in Richard James Mathematics Resources. Topic number 19 that I entitled The Circle. This is by far the smallest topic in the entire Richard James Mathematics Resources, CSEC level. However, we cannot underestimate its importance. The Bible says, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow much abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. And that of course is 1 Corinthians 12 verse 22 and verse 23. The information that will be communicated in this presentation we may find very useful in the following topics: trigonometry, mensuration, construction, and circle theorem, just to name a few. It is very important for scholars and laymen to be familiar with the jargon associated with the circle. For example, one may say that the majority of the people of East Indian origin live within a 3-mile radius of major sugarcane plantations. If you do not know what radius means, then you will not get the correct picture of what the statement really means. At the end of this lesson, we should all be aware that there are differences between segment and sector, between arc and chord. Ultimately, we will be well equipped to handle anything that pertains to the circle as far as language is concerned. So we have the definitions of circle. The most basic definition of a circle is that it is the outline of a point that moves in such a way that its distance from a fixed point never changes. This definition gives the impression that a point is always moving, but the distance from a fixed point is not increasing or decreasing. Any point that moves in such a manner is on a circular path. A person who is studying physics or mechanics in applied mathematics will define a circle as the trajectory of a point that moves in such a way that its distance from a fixed point is constant. This is saying the same thing as the definition above, but the jargon is more suitable for the students of physics. For people studying advanced mathematics, the definition of a circle is the locus of a point that is a constant distance from a fixed point. Locus gives the idea of a point that moves in a particular manner. The manner in this case is that it should be a constant distance from a fixed point. If you tie a stone to a piece of string and whirl it around, the path of the stone is approximately circular. This is because the stone will always be at a constant distance from your hand. The constant distance will be the length of the string and is representing the radius of the circle. So, if you whirl the stone around, it is always going to be at that same distance from your hand. The distance that the stone is from your hand all the time while it goes around is called the radius of the circle. The circular path along which the stone moves is called the circumference of the circle. So, the path that is traced out by the movement of the stone going around, that is called the circumference of the circle. What is the center? The position where your hand is holding to the string is the center of the circle. We may finally define the radius of a circle as the distance from the center to any point on its circumference, and the circumference as the entire distance around the circle. A line that joins two distinct points on the circumference of a circle is called a chord. So there you have a chord, any 2 points that is joined on the circumference of a circle. The line that does that is called a chord. There's another chord that goes from one point on the circumference to another point on the circumference. A chord divides a circle into sections that are called segments. The larger portion is called the major segment, and the smaller portion is called the minor segment. So there's your chord, and there's your major segment, and on the lower end we have the minor segment. So we have two segments, the major segment, the large one, and the minor segment. And of course, those two segments are separated by a chord. Sometimes the segment is neither major nor minor. The chord of greatest length is the one that passes through the center of the circle. It is called a diameter of the circle. So if you draw a chord that passes through the center of the circle, then that chord is called a diameter. The segments are now neither major nor minor, but each is half of a circle and are called semicircular segments. Right, so you have a semicircular segment right here and one right here, because the chord is a diameter, a chord that passes through the center of the circle. And of course, any such chord will always divide the circle into two equal parts. It is not always classified in that way, but a diameter of a circle is a chord. The portion of a circle between 2 points and its circumference is called an arc. So the portion of a circle between 2 points and its circumference is called an arc. When they are unequal in length, the longer one is called a major arc, and the smaller one is called a minor arc. Here we have 2 points. So any region between 2 points on the circumference of a circle, we know that to be an arc. And of course, we have these 2 points. We say that the portion of the circle that joins the 2 points will be here, and that is called a minor arc. But of course, these 2 points are joined by another portion of the circle all the way around here, which is very big. So that portion is called the major arc. So we have a minor arc and a major arc. If the 2 points are diametrically opposite to each other, the arcs are not classified as major nor minor, but are called semicircular arcs. So, if the 2 points are joined by a diameter, therefore, what will we say that? A line that joins the 2 points will pass through the center of the circle, making this line here a diameter. Then on one side we have a semicircular arc, and on the other we have a semicircular arc. When 2 points are diametrically opposite to each other, a straight line joining them will pass through the center of the circle and will hence be a diameter. A sector of a circle is that portion that is bounded by 2 radii. The small sector is called the minor sector, and the large sector is called the major sector. So, if we cut out a slice of our cake, well, we may say that, if we can think of it as a cake, right? Then, Jerry Lewis will want to take this one and he will leave this one for me. So the major sector is the one that is larger, and the minor sector is the one that is smaller. And what is a sector? A sector of a circle is that portion that is bounded by two radii. The small sector is called the minor sector, and the large sector is called the major sector.